Hi everyone, I'm Steve, here as always with Brian Sanchez, who is a personal trainer at probably Parkway Athletic Club, not Fitness for 10. So we need to get that fixed.
Did you just fire me and I had to go work somewhere else, Steve?
You have to reapply, I think.
Okay. All right. Good.
Don't worry, I'll put in a good word for you.
You know a guy?
Yeah, I know some people.
All right. Thanks.
so we're going to talk about your grip. Um, there's lots of different ways to grip a bar. If you're doing bench press, you can do a reverse grip. You can grip it this way. Doing pull ups, you can change your grip, seated row. So, um, does your grip matter? Um, I guess I would say yes, but I'm saying yes because it either matters or it doesn't matter depending on what exercise you're doing. So it's always going to be a default yes. Um, but you could also say it depends, right?
Yeah, it does depend, and it does matter. I mean, in any pulling motion, I think really is a difference. In any press motion, like a bench press, it changes whether or not you're using, more of a predominant chest as you're out wider, or if you come in real close, you could be working on your triceps a little bit more in a flat, let's just say in a flat bar bench press mode. Where this comes up a lot for me is in rowing techniques or pulling techniques. I do it with a lot of my clients. We use a lot of dumbbells, and I actually specify during the routines where I want, if I want an overhand grip, a neutral grip, or a reverse grip. And what I mean, I'm going to put this in front of my uh, camera here. Front grip is on top. Neutral grip is on the straightaway. Reverse grip is underneath. The reason I show you that is when I talk about it, I want you to understand what I'm saying. And that's just my terminology. I'm sure there's way different ways people talk about what that grip is. And to give you an example, let's just use the rows. When I'm working with clients, a lot of the times I'll have them do, you know, front, reverse, neutral, in the sense of if my hand is like this and I'm pulling, I have an expectation that I'm hitting more of my upper back, maybe, and depending on where I'm pulling toward, I could be going up into my rear deltoids. If my hand is like this and I'm pulling it and I'm putting it into my pocket, if you think in a row situation, I'm working the entirety of my back. If I'm going into a reverse grip with a dumbbell row, I expect that I'm going to be hitting my lats a little bit harder. And I think that's important to understand, especially if you're into or you're hoping to get into more of a physique thing. So in those instances, yes. If my hands in a bench press are closer together, I would expect that it's going to hit my triceps. If I'm going wide out on my bench press, I'm expecting more of the chest to take over, although the tricep will be in support. If I'm doing a machine, a shoulder press machine, if my hands are, um, you know, up in a traditional way, that's going to hit my deltoids a little different than if they're in front and attacking the front. So hand position does matter. And a lot of the times when people will ask, well, how do I do them? Well, if I'm doing 3 to 4 sets of it, maybe you could switch it every set. Or if you're doing your shoulders twice a week, or your rows twice a week, or something of that nature, maybe one day you do them in one grip, one day you do them in another grip. So you're always impacting those muscle groups just a little bit different. So like Steve says, everybody, the simple answer is yeah, it matters, but it just kind of depends. Depends on what lift you're doing and what you're truly trying to achieve. Bottom line is if you're gripping and pulling, you're doing something good. You're gripping and pushing, you're doing something good. I also think it's important when you're looking at reverse grip tricep toward regular tricep. If you're looking at curls, reverse curls versus regular curls, how it affects the movement. Now, you're also going to find too that people talk about when it comes to grip, to stay away from hooks and things like that, or cobras. grips because you want to formulate your muscle growth in your forearm because that grip is so important. Um, that is an issue. I do use some grip devices when I get heavier in my lifting, but not for the lower levels because I do want that forearm working a little bit harder. But when I use grip devices to help hold on to things, that's because I'm going for the big muscle group and I don't want to worry about whether or not I can hold on to it with my forearms. So, short answer, yes. Other answer, depends. Steve?
Yeah, that's good. And I just want to clarify, you're talking about straps. So
Yes, yeah, yeah.
that's going to help you grip because you want to focus on the larger muscle group that you're working as opposed to gripping it and working your forearms.
Right, right.
The machine thing, usually you have grips here or here. This is going to work a little more of the front part of the deltoid. Here is going to move back a little bit. Another example is pull-ups. If you do reverse
Yes.
grip pull-ups, you're going to work a little more bicep. You're still working the lats, but you're going to work a little more bicep as opposed to doing it here. And then the bench is a perfect example. The wider you go, the more chest. You go more narrow, you're going to get a little more tricep. And you can choose anywhere in between. So your grip matters, but depending on where you put your grip is going to affect how you're working your body and what area you are emphasizing most on your body. So I think that's it explains it. If you guys have questions, put them in the comment section. We'll be happy to give you our opinion on this whole grip thing. Hopefully that makes sense. Any last thoughts, Brian?
Nah, just grip and go.
Grip and go. I like it. All right,
That's what we
everybody.
do.
That's Brian Sanchez at Fitness for 10, now Parkway Athletic Club. So thanks for being with us, and we will see you next time.
Take care, everybody.